The bells started ringing on December 5th. Not church bells. These were deeper, uneven, like iron dragged across bone. They echoed through the snow-covered village just after sunset, when the sky turned the color of bruises and every door was already locked. Everyone knew what the bells meant. Krampus necked in our village. St. Nicholas was celebrated politely. Candles, songs, warm bread. But the night before belonged to something older, something that didn't forgive. I was 12, the year Krampus came for me. I hadn't believed the stories. God laughed when my little sister cried about hoof prints in the snow or chains rattling in the woods. Monsters were for children, I said. "'Kay. Adults lie to keep kids obedient." That winter, I stole. Nothing big. Coins from my mother's coat. A pocket knife from the market stall. I lied when asked, smiled when forgiven. Each small sin stacked quietly, unnoticed, till the bells rang. They grew louder as night fell, moving through the village instead of around it. The sound wasn't coming from one place. It was everywhere at once, like the snow itself was ringing. My parents barred the shutters and lit every candle. No one spoke. Even the fire seemed afraid to crackle too loudly. Then came the knocking. Not at our door, at every door. Slow, heavy, patient. Something scraped across the street outside metal, dragging over stone. Chains. My sister buried her face into my mother's chest. My father stood frozen, rosary clenched so tight his knuckles bled. The knocking stopped at our house. The bells fell silent. A shadow passed under the doorframe, splitting into angles no human body could make. Hooves struck the wood once, twice. Then a voice spoke. It knew my name, not shouted, not growled, spoken gently, like a teacher calling a student to the front of the class. The door burst inward. Cold air flooded the house, carrying the smell of wet fur, smoke, cane, and iron. Krampus filled the doorway, hovering, hunched, horns scraping the ceiling beams. His eyes burned like coals buried deep in ash. Chains wrapped his body, and from them hung bells that rang softly with each breath. T did not look at my parents. He looked only at me. A clawed hand extended, holding a sack stitched from something that looked too much like skin. Inside it, something moved, scratched. Not dead, he said, voice like snow breaking branches. Not yet. I couldn't scream. My legs moved without permission, carrying me forward. Each step felt rehearsed, like this moment had been waiting years for me to catch up. I confessed everything, the stealing, the lying, the pride. Words spilled out of me, ugly and desperate. Krampus listened without interruption. Okay. When I finished, he tilted his head. Still warm, he said. Still learning. Instead of the sack, he lifted a switch of bundled birch branches. He struck the floor once, hard enough to crack the wood. Pain exploded across my back. Then again and again. I don't remember falling. Only the bells ringing louder and louder until the sound swallowed everything. I woke up in my bed the next morning. The house was intact. No snow inside. No broken door. My parents said I'd had a fever dream. My sister wouldn't look at me. But my back was bruised, black and blue in the shape of branches. Outside, the snow told the truth. Hoofprints circled the house. Chains had carved lines into the street, and beside my window, pressed deep into the frost, was a single handprint burned dark into the ice. Okay? I never stole again. I never lied when the truth mattered. Okay? And every December 5th, when the bells rang far off in the mountains, I light a candle and listen closely, 'cause some nights Krampus doesn't come to punish. Some nights he comes to check if you still deserve to be left alone.